Hello, everybody. I am Christine Alexandria, the founder of Angel Chatter. And as promised, today is, what is, I almost said November, March 28th, 2022. And we are going to do a little bit of a preview of what you might expect in the Respite with the Magdalene membership community. She has given me, hello Aletha, she has given me a very, hello Deanna, she's given me a very lofty mission, and which is to take her words, take her love, take her inspiration, and transmit it to you. I'm getting a little teary-eyed, to be truthful, thinking about this mission because I don't want to mess it up. But I know with her guidance that we can't fail. I know with her guidance, certainly love prevails. So as people are coming on, let me share a little bit of how this whole concept, the Respite with the Magdalene, came in. So once there are more people in attendance, she does wish to offer everybody, whether watching the live or the replay, a message. So stay with me. This is not all me sharing this story of how this came to be. So years ago, if you haven't read the blog, I think it was my last week's latest entry. We were living in Massachusetts, and a friend of mine at the time and we started playing and what we could do together, that force, that goddess energy. And we had this idea that we would include yoga poses and do all sorts of ways to empower women. And that's pretty much as far as it got. It got as far as an idea. We never did anything further, nothing. So just kind of, left it. And then there was another, we were living in Sterling, up in Northern Virginia, the last place we lived before we moved to our current location. And I was going to do a little bit of me day, right? We all deserve a little bit of a me day periodically. And I went to a relatively new spa, and I wanted to go to the Salt Cave because I have been to the Salt Cave here in Williamsburg. And if you haven't been to one and you have access to one, highly recommend for starters. But, so I'm in this Salt Cave by myself, and I am determined to shut everything off. I don't have a phone. I don't bring my books, my magazines. I'm just going to sit in quiet for as long as they let me sit in this cave. And so you're at a spa. So if you've ever been to a spa, you're shuffling around in these goofy little slippers and a robe, and I'm in there by myself. I'm not in there for 10 minutes, and I start getting bombarded. Hello, Louisa, so glad you're here, goddess. I start getting bombarded with these messages and ideas of, okay, we got you, you're quiet, you are going to basically take dictation. So I shuffle back to the locker room in these goofy little slippers, grab my phone and shuffle back, and then I proceed to take dictation for I think the next 40 minutes. Had these ideas and all these different goddesses were coming through, but it felt not too strong, but it felt disjointed. It felt like it wasn't flowing, which would not make it easy for anybody, you or me, who was going to originate this thing. So I played with it, but I really didn't sit with it. I did sit with it, and I started a book with kind of that in mind, but it just, hello Kathy, it just didn't really settle in. Keep listening in. Magdalene wants to come in. She wants to share a little bit of this backstory of how Respite with Magdalene came to be. And it just started. So I had a session with a trusted friend and colleague, and she kept coming up with this idea of gathering others to me, sharing the Magdalene's word. And so we do this tap dance of how strong and powerful we are. So just sharing them, I get it when you don't feel comfortable sharing your power. I'm like, okay. And I sat with it, and and I wear her relic, which is what this is. I got this in Saint Baume in France when I traveled there many years ago, and kind of like having her with me when I do these kind of presentations. But I sat with it. It felt, the deck had come out. If you don't know what deck I'm talking about, the Empowered Heart deck, I know it's backwards, but this is a deck completely dedicated to her and her energy. And I'm playing with this. And so I'm listening to this idea, the respite. I'm saying yes, so I come out and I start sharing with all of you that we're going to do this, and this is the formula. And this all changed this past weekend. I kid you not. This past weekend, I was doing a bit of self-care, giving quiet time, not doing anything specific, giving myself a facial. And she comes in and she says, we need to talk, lady. This is how I want hundreds, thousands to be part of this. Okay? And first we're going to lower the monthly membership fee. Okay. So we went from over 200 down to under 100. So check it out, angelchatter.com, Respite with Magdalene. And we will continue to do try me out session 1 month, or 3 months, or 1 year. Okay? But all that you have been gearing up for, we have the Empowered Heart Oracle deck. I know I've been working on the book that actually builds upon this, addressing various arts, the art of forgiveness, the art of self-love, and so on. And the respite is going to be the foundation of this mystery school that she wants to bring forward to everybody. Okay, so this is why we are now here, her and I, and why she wishes to bring forward her energy, certainly her teachings. And if you haven't had a session with me, a one-on-one, hopefully you're in for a treat today. And certainly it would be akin to that in the respite where she channels. But her energy is, yes, it is loving. That is her platform. She stands on love, will always stand on love, because love is indeed the strongest energy. Love does conquer all. We have these phrases throughout humanity that we kind of like brush off, but sit with them. They're powerful. She's quirky. She has a little bit of funny sense of humor, and it can be rather dry at times. So you have to pay attention to her humor when it does come through. And sometimes she'll make a joke of it. Oh, I made it funny. She'll do. She's, of course, wise. She is the epitome of perseverance. Here's a woman that was hunted down and ostracized and, called a harlot for centuries. No longer that, but that dynamic is still, it's a hard one to break. So if you've ever been mislabeled, even though it's not the truth, you can have an inkling of what she has had to endure and overcome and rise above for centuries. So think about that, and she has stood with it with grace. She has stood with it with, as they say, the smile on her face, even though she was living in a cave for many a year. So that is a bit about her. If you're not familiar, I went to Sacred France 3 years ago now, where I have always had this connection to her. I remember when my husband and I traveled to Italy, there was a replica of one of called the Penitent Magdalene. And it's actually a horrible, artistically it's pretty, but it's a horrible rendition of her energy. She looks haggard. She looks like a street urchin. And I remember looking at the statue and apologizing going, I am so sorry you've had to endure this. And this is before France. So I go to France and she just breaks me wide open. We go to the basilica where her skull is encased. And I had these breakdown, ugly cries 3 or 4 times. My students of the BU program at the time, they were with me as I processed all of this for months after that trip, and still coming to terms of how much an integral part of me she has become permanently. So this is why we are now here, all of us. And we are indeed to grow. We are indeed to stand strong. So she wished me to pull 2 cards from her deck prior to our live today. And the first card, I know it's backwards, so I'm just going to share it visually so you can see, but I will read it to you. So let these words wash over you. It's the warrior. You have the courage to fight for what's right in the name of love. You have the courage to fight for what is right in the name of love. It's pretty strong. That's her. And she's hovering. She's getting ready to talk, so get ready. Hello, Deanna. The second card, you may have heard this from me for years if you've been with me for a bit, and it was our dog's name at the time, Gabby. Her name was an acronym for Grace Always Begins Inside. You cannot expect anyone to make you grace-filled or peace-filled or loving or powerful. You must own it within. At least allow it to enter so you can begin to own it from within. So without further ado, the Magdalene is here. Settle in. I have an inkling of the subject based on the world events at the moment of where she is going. I don't think she's going to be taking questions, but if you have them, ask in the question, and maybe she will, maybe she won't. I don't know how long this particular transmission will last because, you know, it's a bit of a teaser. She's being very open with that, but it will still be quite powerful. Good morning, my darling children. It is I, indeed, the Magdalene. I'm here today to talk to you about peace. Peace seems ever evasive at this moment in your point in history, does it not? There is a world war raging. It is not a world war yet, but it has the potential to be so, which has many of you doing battle at night. Astral travel, you call it now. You're doing energetic battles. You feel downtrodden. You feel bereft. You feel overwhelmed. Breathe in, my darling child. Breathe in that peace. Place your hands over your heart. Feel the dove. Sometimes the symbol of my beloved. Breathe in that peace. Sometimes the symbol of me. Breathe in that peace. Feel my hands placed upon yours. Peace is not a peace sign or the symbol of a dove. Peace starts within you. If you are running frenetically and worried, and what you do currently scrolling on your phone or whatever electronic device you are working on, that is not helping you maintain your peace now, is it? Put aside those devices and sit quietly with me. Sit quietly with me in communion. Feel your back elongate, for when it is compressed and you sit, your entire body becomes concave. And what does lead you is your head, of course. Your head is very intelligent, is where your brain resides, but that is where your ego also resides. That ego that will feed you fear to keep you small and to keep you in fear. Elongate your spine, my darling child. Feel your heart rise and expand simply because your physical body is expanding. Feel that heart grow in its power. Feel the separation of your vertebrae. That separation allows the energy then to come forward. That separation allows the toxicity of what you have been containing a place to escape. For now, I call in my knight in shining armor, Archangel Michael. He is indeed always with me. He is the angel of protection. Feel his protective energy surrounding you at this moment. He and his legions. His legions are joining. And there is no space between either. One faces towards you and the other faces away. So you are protected within your divine circle and protected beyond. Feel that energy, that swirl of protection surrounding you at this moment. Within this protection, you may relax. Within this protection, you may breathe. Within this protection, you may fall down in a heap if you need to at this moment and cry. Allow that pain you have been building within you, that angst you have been building within you, to escape. Continuing to contain it serves no one, especially you, my darling child. By containing it, to not weigh and share with others your fears and concerns, gives you sleepless nights and will have the great potential to make you physically ill. Because it is that illness, that toxicity that needs to escape. So therefore, elongate your spine, my darling. Feel the energy come forward. As you place your hands over your heart, feel mine on top of yours. I am right behind you. And I reach around you to place my hands over you, so you are completely now encased in my loving embrace. Feel this energy. Peace is but a state of mind. The world is in turmoil. But this turmoil was needed in order for the love to survive. This turmoil is sadly needed because love was trampled upon. Love was ignored. Love was seen as a weakness. It is not. Love is powerful. Love is pure. Love helps you be the warrior that you are destined to be, whether it is maintaining your current lifestyle or becoming something bigger and bolder. Love. Breathe in that love. Breathe in that knowing that love is a stepping stone to all that you desire, including peace. That peace is but a stepping stone for you to become who you are designed to be and therefore destined. Do not permit others to dictate and define you. Do not let others tell you you are not capable. Do not permit what society says you can and cannot do to be in love. This is not to be in love with a romantic partner, but it can include that. This is to be in love, to immerse yourself in love, to be your true self, to be you. You are needed right now at this moment. You are needed. You always have been. Unfortunately, there were times that you were told you did not matter. You were told that what you thought was frivolous. There were times where you thought and told that what you desired was too big and you really weren't worthy. This is so untrue. This is now your moment, indeed, to say yes to you. This is now your moment to relax into that energy of love and to be true to you. It is this love of self will be the biggest step that you shall take. This step, when you rest with me, will be powerful. Do not keep yourself busy, as humans are prone to do now. They have always been prone to do that. They think the busier they are, the more that they are respected. That is not love. That is not peace-filled, is it? You have forgotten to relax. You have forgotten the beauty and the essence of being. You have forgotten your power. Breathe in that love, darling. Breathe in that peace. Feel it cascade over you now in the white light. Feel it underneath your feet, surging up from the earth. Feel it wafting down from the heavens. Breathe this in. And place your hands over your heart at this moment, please. And let us make an I am statement. Those are, you are very familiar with those, I know, at this time. I am love. Breathe that in. Breathe that in, my darlings. I am love. When you reside in this energy, when you are fully present in this energy, you are but a child again, where all is possible. And there is nothing wrong from the past and nothing to fear of the future, because you are now in this moment. And that is why you are now here, to be in this moment. That is all I wish to have to say for you for the moment of today. I wish you great love, and I wish this peace and this love of energy to remain with you permanently. And for now, I am the Magdalene. So that, oh, she's quick to enter and she's kind of lingers to leave. So I apologize if our words kind of overlap for a little bit, but it's kind of how she rolls with me for now. Always subject to change. She has slowed her speech considerably since I began to channel her. And she's still just as powerful. So I would love to hear your reactions. I would love to hear how you are feeling after the message that she shared. I do know she spoke of love, even though I have peace at the top of my page here. I'm not sure what else she said, because when I channel her, I tend to vacate the premises, as they say, and I don't remember often what she says. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Still processing, let me know you've come back. It was I'm looking at the notes now, so I see like the last message that came in right before I know she came in was about 20 minutes ago. So it was a rather short channeling from her, 20 minutes. She can certainly talk much longer, trust me. That was absolutely beautiful and so much needed. Felt all that love. Oh, thank you, Letha. Good morning, Ruth Ann. You just missed the Magdalene's message. Oh, excuse me. But go ahead and replay. Go back to about 20 minutes in. Because that was the same thing from our students. 15, 20 minutes in. Though the beginning of our live today, I did share about the respite with the Magdalene, certainly the new offering that she has compelled me to share with you. We're going to be meeting twice a month. Oh, Michelle, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. Powerful. Felt the energy envelop me. Thank you. Thank you. She is powerful. She is amazing. She's brought me to tears in time. I know those that join the respite will occasionally cry, because that's her energy. She breaks through the barriers, those barriers that we all put up because we're so busy trying to protect ourselves and so busy doing and so busy putting out fires that we forget. So when you are with us, she will break down those barriers. She sees the real you and will respond accordingly. I was sharing with my students in the last, an hour ago, she's given me the knack to read a room, so to speak, on what energy is needed at this moment. So even though I wrote down peace, because that was our focus in the student live just last hour, she spoke of love. So we start there. We start with love. I look forward to listening or reading, any more feedback from that. If you are interested in joining us, please do. Consider this your personal and loving invite to join us in Respite with the Magdalene. You go to angelchatter.com, look under One-on-One with Christine, that would be me, and Respite with the Magdalene. You are free to join for 1 month. Check it out, see if you like it. Join for 3 or 12 months. And yes, we are offering payment plans, believe it or not, for all 3 options. So she wanted to make it as affordable as possible, so not to drain anybody's piggy bank or wallet, certainly. So on that note, I wish to read anything else. No one's commenting. Still processing, I'm hoping. Look forward to reading more about this. The sessions with her on once we're in the program will last about an hour each time. Could be a little bit longer. I don't see it going any less than that. I don't foresee that at all. So certainly going a solid hour. If because of time changes, because you live elsewhere in the universe than Eastern Standard Time, or you have a job certainly outside of your home and you don't have the flexibility, she says it, to use her language, it matters not, because the transmission will be just as valid on a replay as it will in a live. So you won't miss anything. And certainly if there is something you wish her to address during, excuse me, any one of our twice monthly gatherings, post it in our group or send me a private message, and I will do my best to get her to address it for you. And we will be sure to mention you by name within the Zoom video so you can kind of pick up on it. I'm not sure if there's anything else to be shared at the moment. You all are quite quiet. With the students, though, we did notice it was Facebook. People were posting and sharing things, and I wasn't literally seeing it. So if you have shared something and I haven't commented on it, I apologize. It's not me. We'll blame Facebook. It's all their fault. So that, my darlings, I do believe will conclude this live. Thank you for hanging out with me for the last half hour or so. I really do appreciate it. I feel the love from you. And I look forward to seeing you in our growing sacred community. Bye-bye.